like, who would you fan cast for the next Trinity? Because we already have Corn Sweat as I was gonna say Batman. I'm like, oh no. But as Superman, who would you cast as Batman, and who would you cast as Wonder Woman for this new DC universe?
Boss Michael asked me this yesterday too, and I couldn't really give an answer because I never really thought about like who was going to be the next hero, like because I feel like Batman is super iconic to the point like you can't get him wrong. I feel like because I've seen people say Alan Richardson should be Batman, and as much as I would like for him to, I feel like he's just too big for the role. If anything, because he's played Aquaman before, they should have him play Aquaman. I think
I'd
that
be for
he'd be
that.
great. Yeah, because I
Yeah.
think he was Aquaman in. I believe they said he was Aquaman in Smallville. I
Yeah.
believe.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, I think they should bring him to play Aquaman in this because he has the looks. I think that he'd make a way better Aquaman in my opinion because Alan Richards, he could be funny, he could be serious, and I think that it proves it, especially because I'm a Ninja Turtles fan. So I watched the Michael Bay produced reboot movies,
Oh
and
man.
I absolutely loved them. In my opinion, I loved them. I grew up watching those ones, and I think he was a great Raphael. And I think he brought in the amount of energy that was needed to play Raphael, and I think that he could bring that same energy to play Aquaman. And I think if they wanted to go very, very comic accurate, I say get him. For Batman, it's tougher for me because there's so many iterations of Batman that you want to go by and you want to have as reference. So having to be able to choose one out of nowhere is just so difficult because there's so many people that you could choose from. There's so many comics that you could choose from for inspiration. But it's more of the director and the writer's choice of who they want Batman to be. And that's when I can see them saying, let's go for that person, let's go for that person. And that's when I can see it falling into place. Same thing with Wonder Woman. I think that Wonder Woman's a little bit easier because in live action, the only two actresses who's played Wonder Woman was Linda Carter in the 70s series, in the 80s series, and Gal Gadot in Wonder Woman and in the DCEU. And I think it's tough to figure this one out because I've seen so many people where they're like, okay, let's go for her, let's go for her. I know that I've seen somewhere someone wanted Ana de Armas to play Wonder Woman, and honestly, I mean, she could do great, and I could go for her because I saw her in Ballerina, and I thought she was incredible. I think she could be a great Wonder Woman in my opinion, but like I said, that's another thing where I could be like, you know what, this is for whoever the writer is, which I just found out. They actually have tapped in a writer for the Wonder Woman movie, so they really are trying to fast track their way into trying to get this trio set out. So I believe the writer for Wonder Woman is going to be the same writer for Supergirl and for the Teen Titans movie. So that's
It's
very interesting.
crazy. That's crazy.
So
They're really committed.
that's triple duty right there. I gotta hand it. That's incredible. Like triple duty right off the bat. That's something.
Yeah, no, definitely. And I think that shows commitment to what Gunn, if Gunn really likes it and he likes it that much, especially if he's not writing it, right? And I think that's promising, you know. He's adapting Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow, which we'll talk about in a bit. But
Yeah.
and then she's also writing Teen Titans, which I mean, you gotta be a good writer. I mean, you don't have to be a great writer, but you have to be at least a decent writer to write teenagers. So
Mm,
that's also a thing. And then you
yeah.
got Wonder Woman, which is the most iconic female character in the DC universe. Probably next to
Oh yeah.
Harley Quinn, honestly. But yeah, my take on the fan casting stuff. I mean, obviously, I have my own fan cast. I'd love Alan Richardson to be Batman. I think he'd just be funny. I love this guy. I remember watching him. Have you heard of the show Blue Mountain State?
Heard of it. Never watched it, but I've heard of it.
Oh yeah, it's just it's the most outlandish, ridiculous thing you could ever think of. And Alan Richardson is the most outlandish and ridiculous thing you could ever think of as a character.
Who has my pocket pussy? I have stuck my dick and sometimes my balls in that stupid thing before every game since I was 10. I can't play without it.
And I think it'd just be funny to see a very outlandish character in that castle turn into the most serious and like most subdued version of Batman, which is like, okay, he has the build to be like he's big, like he's a big dude, you know. So that's why I'm like, okay, that can work. But he is a little old. I don't know how far they want him to be. I don't think Gunn ever said how old he wants his Batman to be. He just wants him to be old enough to have a kid. So I don't know. We'll see how that works. But I love an Al Richardson cast. But I'd also heard this guy on like it's been buzzing all over Twitter and TikTok. His name is Nathan Mann. I think that's his name.
Okay. I can kind of see that, yeah. I can kind of see that.
Yeah, and the dude's like 6'2" or something, so he's huge. But he's also not. He's kind of like skinny, like how Corn Sweat was
Yeah.
when they first picked him. So obviously they
Okay.
can bulk him up, but it's definitely interesting. It's gonna be a very interesting day when they pick Batman because I honestly would love Pattinson to be part of this universe, but he's also tied down to the Matt Reeves universe, which is also seems like Matt Reeves does not want to budge. And I mean, huge respect to him not wanting to budge because I mean, obviously it's his vision. He doesn't want to compromise his character's vision for the sake of
Yeah.
a bigger universe. But also, I'm like, it's kind of cool. I mean, it'd be cool to see Corn Sweat and Batman together.
Yeah.
Corn Sweat and Pattinson together at least. But it's a wait and see thing. But if they don't get
Yeah.
Pattinson, at least give me like Nate Mann or what's his name, Alan Richardson. I heard Brendan Skellar. I don't know how to say his name, but he's also a very popular pick. I don't know if I'd be a
Okay.
fan of him, but we'll see. Let me see. I'll look that guy up too. I'm gonna do it the most getaway possible. Just show you a picture of it through my camera.
No, you're good. You're totally fine.
Yeah, but yeah, I think it's a very interesting time where we're fan casting these characters again. I remember back in the day when they fan casted for the Batman universe because when Affleck called out, right? Now they
Mhm.
had a fan cast for a new Batman. And I feel like some people were saying they want Jake Gyllenhaal as Batman, but now here we are with the new Batman. I see what you're
Yeah.
saying.
And honestly, with that, with DC before James Gunn went and stepped in, honestly, I think Robert Pattinson makes an incredible Batman in his own separate universe. I just think that he really brings this new version of Batman that I'm like, you know what, I like this.
Oh my goodness, you can't see that. You just see a bright face.
I could just see like a bright face, like that one. There's like a DC character that has no face whatsoever. I'm like, oh, okay, I can see that.
Oh man, it'll be in the edit of this episode, and then that'll be much better than anything else that I could do.
Right,
Yeah, I know.
right.
Who has my pocket pussy?
I feel like they're fast tracking this Wonder Woman movie so fast that I feel
Mhm.
like it's inevitable. We're gonna get a casting sooner or later. We're gonna get a
Yeah.
casting. We're gonna get a director. We already got a writer, so we're almost there, But yeah, for me, I'm really rooting for an Adria Jordan casting or a Charlie Fraser casting. She's from what's that one movie with Sydney Sweeney and Glenn Powell? Look at that movie.
Oh, is that anyone but you? I think.
Yes, that's the movie. I
That's
forgot that
okay.
movie.
Okay. There we
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, she was in that film, and yeah, she was pretty. Yeah, she was pretty. Yeah, obviously, but she she's pretty tall too, which I feel like I
Okay.
didn't I didn't know that she was that her like Wonder Woman's height was that important to the character. I mean, it makes
Mhm.
sense because Amazonians are no joke. They're huge. They're like Australian girls. They're just huge for no reason. So
Mhm.
it's a really interesting thing where I wonder if they're gonna take that much into account with casting these characters. Like the physical looks, because obviously they nailed it with Corn Sweat with his physical looks as Superman, right? But I wonder how
Mhm.
important it will be for the physical attributes, at least for these next Batman and not Superman and Wonder Woman, because they kind of did that
Yeah.
with what's his name with what's that dude's name? What's that dude's name? John Stewart and Shrek. I'm blanking on his name right now. John Stewart's the actor for John Stewart.
For lanterns,
Yeah, for Lanterns.
Aaron Pierre.
Aaron Pierre.
Mufasa, get it, Aaron, Pierre, that's Mufasa, go, Aaron.
But yeah, Aaron Pierre he's perfect for that role because he looks the part and he has the gravitas
Yeah.
to carry it. So I wonder if they're gonna do that as well. They're gonna really take that into account, whether or not they have to really like fit every criteria, And it's a wait and see process. I'm really excited though. I'm really excited to talk about it, especially for the future, right?